Hello ladies and gentlemen, MarauderEX here with my second part of E3 and my thoughts and feelings and rants and ramblings thereof. So, the first part I cover, Microsoft and Bethesda. This episode is going to be EA, Ubisoft, and Sony. So EA and Ubisoft can go screw themselves, for one, because I'm tired of dealing with them on a professional level. Last year, Ubisoft flagged one video at random saying, hey, guess what, we don't want you uploading this, we don't want you sharing our trailers, not monetized, not any of that, just, we don't want you sharing this for whatever reason. Typically, it's probably that they want the hits for it because they are monetizing their own video and they don't want hits taken away, which is just, you guys don't know how the internet works at this point, you really don't. This year, EA did the same thing, and hit one video at random, we don't want you to share this. Shh, no publicity whatsoever. So screw both of you. I'm tired of this. I'm done dealing with their business practices. So as far as that's concerned, the fact that their business practices just aggravate me so much, I don't care about their products. Like, I was mildly interested in Star Wars Battlefront, and that was the trailer that decided to say, hey, guess what? Screw. No, so I didn't even watch the Ubisoft. I could care less. I really could at this point. And EA is now just right up there with me. But I mean, EA gets voted like worst company in the world because, people hate business practices of a game company rather than, major companies like banks that screw people over, or like Monsanto that, everyone's scared is turning us into genetically modified mutants. So anyway, not getting into that. Sony, however, Sony stated that they had no first-party games. They didn't. They had Uncharted. That was about it. But when you can walk out on stage and say, guess what? We got Final Fantasy VII being completely remade, and we got we're gonna help Yu Suzuki buy the rights for Shenmue from Sega. What else do you need? I mean, neither of those games are going to be Sony exclusives. They're from the sound of it, Final Fantasy is a timed exclusive, so it'll be out on the PS4 first for X amount of time, and then it'll be elsewhere, probably Xbox One and PC. I highly doubt it will be on the Wii U, because, I mean, just taking a stab in the dark there. And Shenmue is going to be available on PC, but it seems like it is console exclusive to PS4. It's really hard to say because I'm really banking that the Kickstarter is the money needed to buy the rights from Sega, and then Sony will help fund the rest of the development for that. Because Sony has never really cared. You want to do an indie game and put on the PlayStation, but you also want to put on, sure, that's fine. It's like, we will help you get stuff onto our console, even if you want to put it on PC. Now, if you put it on Xbox or Wii U, they get a little but PC they don't seem to care about. So it really seems like the Kickstarter is to buy the rights from Sega, and then anything other than that is just gravy for extra development. Because if you notice, the Kickstarter, the stretch goals are really not anything game related, but more development related, like subtitles, maybe a couple extra mini games, that sort of thing. But very little, like, compared to what we saw in Bloodstained, it's not the same type of Kickstarter. So I'm really betting that this is just, there's a deal worked out with Sega. It's like, if you can raise this money through Kickstarter, which they already have. I woke up this morning and they were already at $2.1 million, and their goal was $2 million. So, the internet. That's it. That's it. The power of the internet. This is what amazes me, that, Yu Suzuki's like, yeah, people want this game, and Sega's like, yeah, no, they don't. They don't. That's my response to it. I love that Kickstarter is smacking these large companies around, like these developers who are passionate about their projects, that love doing what they want to do, and they want to make the best game possible that they know their fans are going to love, but the parent companies are behind them. No. This is the biggest middle finger I can ever say, and I am so excited about this. I'm not even a huge fan of Shenmue. Like, I like it, and I appreciate what it's done in gaming history up until this point. And now it's like, you know what? Screw it. I backed it. Go on. Take my money. Make a game. Just to give Sega the finger. That's my take on it. Final Fantasy VII. I'm not expecting Final Fantasy VII to be out anytime soon. Talking to a friend of this, like, this is the earliest of early development. Like, we will be lucky if we see this game in 5 years, because, you know, Nomura was working on Kingdom Hearts and, you know, Final Fantasy 14 and Final Fantasy 15, or not 14. He was on 15. So I mean, it's going to be a little while. So, little disappointed that Sony didn't have much to offer that's going to be out, like, soon. Like, everyone else is like, yeah, this will be playable, and, you know, buyable by the end of the year. Not Sony. Sony's like, yeah, we've got this long-term plan of... But Square always said that the last thing they do is Final Fantasy VII, because it's the game that requires perfection, otherwise the fan base will crucify them. And Shenmue was the white whale of game. It was a legend. It was like going into a cave and finding Smog the Dragon. It's like, this is myth at this point, that this is even, you know, a possibility. So I tip my hat to Yu Suzuki for the already prominent success of Shenmue 3, and the fact that you were able to do this without being under Sega's boot anymore. And I salute Sony for, you know, this gambit. So I'm gonna go, and I'm getting ready for Nintendo's press conference, which there will be Nintendo trailers on the Rainfall channel, but there won't be anything else. Nintendo doesn't care, but not taking any other chances with a company just being a dick. And that's my take on it. I don't like big companies; they're dicks. I like the developers, you know, the actual creative forces behind these games now. So, go enjoy the rest of E3. Today's the last day. I will have another video up tomorrow talking about the Nintendo and Square conferences. It may even go up later tonight. I don't know. We'll see. So I will catch you guys at the end of E3. Till then, later.